Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully my audio's on. I gotta check that. I've got a little battery operated mic up there and sometimes I forget to turn it on. And if I don't turn it on, you guys can't hear me. Hope everybody's had an outstanding week. Been very busy, very eventful here. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Not necessarily a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, but we do have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight on USARK front. I know every week we come on and it's like, hey, everything's cool, nothing's going on. Just make sure you're getting on supporting USARK. Well, had a couple things come up that need our attention that we will get into later. And we'll give everybody a little bit of chance to get on here. Been a long weekend. Spent yesterday at a zoo, which was a lot of fun. Whole lot of cool little animals. If you guys had seen the Facebook posts and stuff, there was a little porcupine out there that had actually quilled himself, and got to go see him after. He was a little bit grumpy after getting it pulled out, but make sure I've got everything going on. USARK, definitely. I gotta get that banner up there. Busy week. Oh, let's see. Who all we got with us tonight? Erica, good to see you. Erica will be on with us later on our Patreon Zoom call. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with that, we've got, of course, a Patreon channel. We'd love to have as many people on board with that as we can. And got a couple things. We do a Zoom call for all our paid Patreon members. Immediately after the live stream tonight. So we do start this at 7 Eastern. At about 8:30 Eastern, we'll transition over and we'll have the Zoom call going on for everybody. And I also started a Discord for the channel a few days ago. Granted, it's all fledgling as far as the Discord goes. Haven't spent a whole lot of time there because I hadn't been here. But yeah, we're doing some cool stuff on there. Definitely going to be looking for more feedback as to more stuff that we can do. Greg and Betty, good to see ya. Laura's with us. Yes, definitely. Smash the like button. Share it out to anybody that you know that wants to talk reptiles or has questions and stuff like that. So, Brandon, good to see you, man. Judd, another one of our Patreon folks. Good to see ya. Woohoo! And you guys can hear me, so that's the important part. Tracy, how are ya? She says, love the photography. Easy for me to say. Photography stuff you've been working on and sharing. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's all part of my evil plan to learn how to make YouTube videos better. For those of you guys that follow us on Facebook, by all means, send us a friend request on there. It's just Intrepid Exotics. You'll know us when you see us. But I started really focusing on honing my photography and videography skills. We've been doing this channel it'll be 3 years this October. And like the first 2 years probably that I did it it was all off of a cell phone, and we finally upgraded to some camera equipment, started using that. And there's a bigger learning curve than you may think. So I decided to dive right into the most difficult thing I could think of with photography, and that is bird photography, trying to catch birds in flight. And I've had a little bit of luck. Still don't have the best gear. I've still got some stuff that I'm, looking at upgrading here as get some of the other stuff paid. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think it's going to help a lot as far as upping the video quality and so forth. So that's kind of my goal here over the next few months, is to really get the production quality picked up on the YouTube channel. And then once that gets a little bit better, I may go back and start revisiting some of the old videos and maybe redoing those. Some of the stuff where I was talking off to the camera like this, and it all looks really weird because it looks like I'm talking to somebody over there. So yeah, well, we'll see how that ends up going. The last one I put out, fairly happy with how it came out. Had Charlie, our boa imperator, out in the woods, and he was having a blast. So, Panther, how you doing? Nicole, good to see ya. There is super chat. He says, "My boy, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, and very much appreciate the super chat." We are definitely all about that. Like I said, we've got the first step of recording equipment down. I don't know if any of you guys are into photography or anything, but you think buying the camera is the extent of it. Man, cost on some of these lenses is just mad stupid. So yeah, I think the next lens that I'm looking to get is actually a $1,200 lens. So yeah, man, fire away with them super chats. Feel free. Don't be shy. But yeah, we're like I said, we're gonna end up upping our game here a good deal. Alex, how you doing? Yeah, I've been on. Excited you guys have yet to be on Discord. I was on there briefly while I was setting everything up, and I'd seen a couple people had popped in. Like I said, I have just I've been hopping, so haven't necessarily had the time to get on and really interact on there. I hope to be able to do some more of that, maybe jump into the channel tomorrow and really start feeling it out and making sure that I've got everything working. So, hey, my mother's in the house. So she really loves the video with the snake in the tree. Hope I'm having a good weekend. Yep, having a good weekend, and it was really, really cool to get Charlie out there and to get some different stuff. That was one thing that I like. I included a little bit of the gimbal stuff into that video with Charlie, which I really need to start doing more of. I actually put out a post on Facebook a while back, kind of asking people what they thought the most important things that I needed to improve on the channel were. And one of the recurring themes on it was more B-roll. And for those of you guys that aren't into filming lingo, B-roll is just, it's like interesting video that you overlay over top of the talking head stuff. So it's something more than just looking at one dude on a still frame talking, and adding some of that stuff in. So I'm slowly getting there. It's pretty interesting because, like I said, I've had such a simple format for all of my videos over the last couple of years. It's been like I said, just kind of talking head stuff. You get the animals out. It's I try and pack as much information into them as I can, and just kind of spill out everything that I can think of in that particular topic. So some folks find it useful, but I'd also like to make it a little bit more entertaining too. So. Oh, Dave, how you doing? David, I'm sorry. Oh, cool. Went to your first big expo. Where was that one at? Let's see. Big Flex and Chris. He is out in California. No, Chris is in Texas. I think he's San Antonio. So yeah, if you went to an expo out there, San Antonio, Dallas, whatever it is that happens close to there, It probably was a lot of fun. Yeah, Chris is a good guy. Matter of fact, I think he has his podcast going. I was looking through and I seen he's got his ladies' night going on, and they started at the same time. So, those of you guys that are on there checking his stuff out, you'll have to do double duty. Put one on each monitor. See, Tracy was saying, yeah, done amazing with the bird photography, especially as hard as it is. It is very difficult to do. I mean, I used to do a lot of shooting back in the day. I was a soldier, of course, so as you can imagine, I put a lot of rounds down range. So target engagement is something I was really good at. It is an entirely different animal when you're sitting there and you've got a camera and you got to work out this autofocus and you've got all of this stuff that it wants to focus on, and you get one little bird comes flying out of the corner of your eye, and you got to get that thing on a 300 zoom and try and track him, or not 300 zoom, like a 300 millimeter. The millimeter and the zoom are different, but anyway, trying to get him in frame and locked in, and then trying to it is very difficult. I'll go out and there's a park out here, and it's really set up perfectly because the sun falls right behind me. So when I go down there in the evenings, I'll just sit out here on the corner of the lake. They got picnic tables out there, and just have my camera set up. And it's really, really cool. But I'll come back with 50, 100, 200 pictures sometimes, and I might have 3, 4, 5 that are decent, because you just start taking exposures and hoping you get lucky. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Think about Pinky in the Brain. Too funny. Oh wow, I'm jealous. Alex said last week he caught a bird of prey, or a hawk, eating on camera. I'd love to catch that. Oh, where we at? Is it Repcon? Snagged a display case. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, when you start vending, you'll have to put out where you're going to be at and stuff like that. Yeah, Scabby was saying that looking at Pro Cinema stuff, $1,200 lens is a bargain. I mean, the people that I've been watching that do the instructional videos on wildlife photography, the lenses that they're using are like $15,000. And the images that they capture on those things are freaking amazing. And even still moving into the one lens that I was looking at, $1,200 is a bit of a bargain. Tracy was asking, what camera setup am I using primarily? That is, I've got a Canon M50 Mark II, which is a crop sensor, digital, mirrorless, and it's not necessarily pro camera by any stretch of the imagination, but it still does pretty good. I mean, as far as like an entry level camera and a crop sensor to boot, it does pretty good. So, I mean, like I said, all of the stuff that I've been posting is all the stuff that I recorded out there with Charlie the other day. It's all done on this Canon M50. So one of the things that I'm learning too is that you can get by with a camera body that's not necessarily high end if you're investing in some good lenses. And this last lens investment I made made a big difference. And just like the wide angle prime lens that I'm using for the live streams now, and I use this to record a lot of the other stuff. This was a good investment to make a big difference over the kit lens that we had on here. But I've got that. Like I said, I've got the 17 millimeter prime wide angle 1.4 on here that I'm using right now. The one that I've got up here is a 75 by 300 that I've been using to take a lot of my bird shots with. And back here, I've got a manual telephoto lens that takes up the whole side of my backpack that I keep waiting for a full moon to come out because I'm anxious to try some astrophotography and see what I can pick up with that one. But that's manual focus. It's virtually impossible to get a good picture on that at my skill level right now. It does fairly good on video. I took a video of a deer earlier, but yeah, as far as getting really sharp bird photos on that thing, fortunately it was like $100 lens, so you get what you pay for. Yeah, I really do need to get Charlie out here. Everybody loves Charlie, and he just, by the time I actually get around to going out and getting him out, the time ends up getting away from us. So, oh, cool. Nicole said, for all of our fathers on here, happy Father's Day. Appreciate it. My daughter actually tried to call me right before the live stream, so I'm gonna have to call her back later. Dave said the expo is in McQueenie, Texas. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, cool. You guys are in San Antonio. I love San Antonio, man. That's a gorgeous town. Went to the Riverwalk out there the first time I was there, which is a great area. It's like a mini Venice. You know, for those of you that haven't been there, area called the Riverwalk. Of course, it's sunk down, and there's shops all along either side of it and stuff. You just kind of come off the street, come down there, and you can walk around. And they've got boats transversing the canal down there, which is really cool. Oh, cool. That's not something you hear. Dave said he got a rat snake and a water snake. It's not something that you hear very frequently, people picking up. You don't hear about too many people keeping water snakes, which I don't really get because water snakes are really kind of cool. Oddly enough, I've never really noticed or thought of the fact that you just don't see a whole lot of people keeping those. So, the milk snake doing? Oh, he's doing great. He's a little chow hound, man. He's no doubt going to be growing like a weed. So. See, Scabby was asking, using the back button autofocus made a world of difference to find a focus. Yeah, the way I've got my focus set up on this is my autofocus. I've got to press the hold that it will shut off my autofocus. So what I'll do is I'll get in close to where I think I need to be, get it focused in, and then hold that button down, and then it just kills my autofocus, so it'll stay locked in on that spot. It also works really good for reframing pictures, so that if I've got the subject right in the middle of the screen and I'm using one point that's right in the middle of the screen, I can lock in on that thing and then lock the focus, turn the autofocus off, and then reframe it so I can get the right composition on it and stuff like that. I just recently did that a couple weeks ago, and it's a really good thing to do. Really great thing to do. Chad said while she was there, she seen a plated lizard and thought of you. Yeah. Every time I see a plated lizard, I think about my old one and think, man, I should have kept him. Oh, cool. Yeah, Scabby was saying he's got the same camera I do. Yeah, I thought about getting a teleconverter for this. I may actually still do it. I need to kind of look at some stuff because right now I've got a converter. The 75 by 300 that I'm using is a full frame lens. That's an EF mount. So I've already got a converter on there to adapt it to the crop sensor camera. I'll have to see if I can find a teleconverter that's got. See, that's a bad part about this is, a lot of the better lenses are full frame lenses. So I've got to adapt them down to this one So that means I'm going to end up having a million different adapters and things like that. I was going to get the drop-in ND filters as well, but then that's just something else that you got to put in there. It's all kinds of different things. I think at some point down the road, I'll just end up upgrading to a full frame camera. So, but yeah, I mean, this little thing right here, I can still use this. This thing works really well on the gimbal. If I put the wide angle lens on here, it's perfect balance and everything. Doesn't stress the gimbal out. It's the only one I can use on it other than the kit lens too. So. Brian, how you doing? Cape Fear Constrictors. Good evening. I need a co-host. Yeah. Chloe just shed. So Chloe needs to come out. So I've got enough time to get her out, and then still I need to go get Charlie, because every time I say I'm going to go get him. So you guys will have to hold my feet to the fire. Make sure that sometime before 8 o'clock I swap out and go get him. But let me get caught up on the comments real quick, and then we need to go into the USARK stuff. Hey, Fax, how you doing? Oh, all the snakes are doing great. As usual, I said it's a good thing about having a good collection, man. It's easy to keep them all good. Jim, good to see you. Yeah, you guys have been busy too, huh? I've got to get with you guys too. We actually had the Children's Museum that we did the event at last year. Contacted me here earlier in the week and want to have us out here in the next couple of months. So we've got to, Jim is one of the folks that comes out and does that with us. We all got to get together and get a date set up so that I can email them and let them know when everybody will be available. So put that out in the chat. I know Jeremy is talking about wanting to come out, and he's kind of got the craziest schedule out of all of us. So he says he's typically playing gigs on Saturday, but if we can nail down a Saturday that he's not doing a gig, I'd like to see if everybody else could accommodate that date. I mean, that way Jeremy gets to hang out with us, and we've got a real life USARK representative there with us as well, so he can also talk about that stuff with the folks that come out. So, Chris, how you doing? Says, hey, brother from the UK, love your channel. Hard work and dedication is very much appreciated. Keep up the good work, mate. I appreciate it. This is, 7:30 here, and you guys are ahead of us. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's what, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that for you guys. I think I could be wrong. No, wait. You guys are ahead. No, so you guys will be going the other way. So it'll be later for you guys. Yeah, so it's more like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I got it. Oh. Just Chloe. Just like quit bumping your gums and get a snake out. So we'll do that. Let me go get her out. Where are you at, girl? Basket. Hey, crazy. You wanna come see me? You wanna come out? You wanna come say hi? You wanna come say hi to everybody? Everybody misses you. Everybody misses Chloe. Come on. Mess with us. I know. I always feel so bad taking her out when she's sitting there in her basking spot because she looks so comfortable. She's getting bigger too. That happens with mainlands. That's the only sad part about keeping mainland reticulated pythons, man, is they just, they never stop being cute. But, there's this phase right here where they're just so manageable for the most part, except she's got too much energy right now. What are you doing, crazy girl? Yeah, she's a She's just a lavender mainland. She's our little rescue with the crooked tail. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if any of the bends actually end up working themselves out of her tail at any point. You guys hadn't seen it before. When I got her, she had these two really bad kinks. And yeah, you can kind of see the knot that's formed right here. And it looks like it's even like a really short 80-degree angle or something in it. So looks like somebody had slammed her tail in the door a couple times. She had a rough way to go before she came out here with us. Did ya? She's the sweetest girl on the planet. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, super dwarfs are. Let's see. Is anybody welcome to participate in the children's museum gigs that we do? And is liability insurance a must for small lizard species? Well, we do. One of the things that I don't let just anybody come out and present. We can have other folks coming out to help and things like that. But when we do the public education events, like I said, we've got some really highly skilled keepers out there that come out and bring their animals. We've just got to be really careful to make sure that we're getting everything covered, because we're dealing with the general public and kids and things like that. So, like, if one of our presenters wants to bring somebody along that doesn't know animals really well, that's cool, But as far as the people that are doing the presenting, we just really make sure that the folks are on point. We've got an insurance policy to cover us, so that's in place just as a matter of course. Some of the smaller places that we would do don't require that, but the bigger places do. So we've got it, and that's just kind of par for the course. And she's actually, man, I completely forgot too until just now to look at the scabbing that she had that I knew was going to go away with the shed. Those of you guys that, let me see the top of your head. Good. That's one thing, man. The healing ability of these animals is freaking amazing. What she was doing, for you guys that caught it when we was talking about it last time, there's just the smallest little gap in there between the platform and the door. And it was so small, I didn't think there was any chance she would ever try and get through there. But she was able to force just enough to where she could squeeze herself up. I mean, she's like pancaked. She had enough space just for her spine to get through there. And she made it a regular ordeal to try and squeeze herself through there a couple times. So I ended up blocking it off, and she can't do it anymore now. But in the process of doing that, she had a scab running all the way down the back of her spine, and a couple little spots on her head. But fortunately, all that stuff is gone with that first shed. She got a little remnant right there, but that'll be gone with the next shed. So there's a point in that when you're doing custom enclosures, any place that you think if there's like a 2% chance they could try and get through it, there's 100% chance they'll try. So gotta kind of watch that stuff. Hey, Lovo, good to see ya. Oh yeah, definitely got to have insurance. You don't know, man. Anything can happen, no matter how unlikely. Yeah, Nicole was saying these guys are magical. How they can heal, they really are. When Niles got injured on his back, God, I was so worried about that. I hovered over him like crazy until he really healed up. But he did well. He got out one day and had gotten underneath something, and had taken about a 2-inch gash on his back, went all the way through the hide, all the way to the muscle. So I was really worried about. Now monitor lizards in general aren't known for being the most sanitary creatures on the planet. So I was shitting kittens as soon as I seen that. And he had to spend a couple months with no water in his tub because you just can't let him sit in dirty water, and you can't change it 3 times a day. So he had a water bowl, and he got tended to, but he healed up. Man, you can't even see it now. You really got to know what you're looking for to see where that was at. So I was really happy to see it. I was really worried about the infection on him, but I just went down a couple times a day and treated him with Neosporin and kind of let him sit in his dry tub. He healed up just fine. Change your YouTube channel name. That's not cool. It's time to throw the nephew out of something. I'd have to go back. He was asking how big Chloe's grown. I'd have to go back and look at the original videos of her. I mean, I know she has grown some. I'm not feeding her real heavy at all. She gets a moderately sized meal every 7 to 10 days. And this weekend is her time to eat. So, which explains part of the reason why she's so active, because you want to eat, don't you? Yeah. What are you looking at? You smell all them funky animals on me? Let's see. Okay. Now, really quickly, we do have some things to go into for USARK. I think we've got enough people on here that I can pull that up. This part, I really need you guys to kind of share this information around. There's a couple things in here that are going to need people to act on. And granted, I have not looked in depth. I've just kind of scanned all of this stuff. But we're going to go over it together. Let's see. Share screen. And as soon as I finish with this, I'm going to have to go in there and get Charlie out. So, yeah, hey Sam, good to see ya. Okay, so typically what happens is when we get to this point in the show, we bring up USARK and say, hey man, they fixed everything, we're all good, still need to make sure you get your memberships and all that good stuff. Go to their website. Well, a little different today. The first one that I've seen on here, and you guys can see that in West Hollywood animal sales ban, I guess there is some kind of a proposal to ban the sale of any animal. Definitely, this is all stuff that you guys will need to. Like I said, I'm gonna paraphrase and just kind of shoot out what I gained from it from quickly scanning it. But definitely go through here. This is one good thing about USARK is that they find all of this stuff that would otherwise not make the news anywhere and put it into really easily digestible blurbs like this. Tell you what you need to do. They have got a link to the city report down here that you can go into and check out. They can give us the rest of the information. I'm going to be going over all of this stuff this weekend before I get back to work. And then, of course, kicking out whatever emails, things like that we need to do. But see, this is kind of a big deal. Like Erica said, she's in LA and she hasn't heard of it. So this is how well some of this legislation gets snuck under the radar. Even the people that are avid keepers and breeders don't know about this stuff unless there's somebody like USARK going through all of this legislation throughout the country and finding it. So if there's any other reason to get on board with USARK, get your membership, is to just support the information that they put out, if nothing else. Because just like with Erica here, stuff can be happening in your hometown and you have absolutely no idea until something happens. And all of a sudden you thought you were in compliance and you're breaking the law and you've got to surrender your animals, et cetera, any number of bad things that can happen. This is all the stuff that USARK helps prevent. So I've been really happy here lately over the last couple of weeks. I've gotten a lot of messages from folks talking about how they've seen me talking about USARK on the video, got their membership. Really appreciate that, man. It makes me feel good to see that people are seeing that and acting on it. And I need everybody to continue to act on it and keep following this stuff. Now, I know a lot of folks may have heard about this one, the light bulb ban. There's a couple folks that have put videos out about it. John from Tipping Scales has done a video on it. I think Kevin may have put one out as well. But yeah, this is what this is this kind of goes in line with, you guys may remember that, your electric company may have given you the opportunity to get a bunch of free LED light bulbs for your house when we're all transitioning over from the old school wiring them incandescent bulbs. Well, it kind of goes along with that, trying to phase out high wattage incandescent bulbs as a means of conserving energy. Only problem is that those incandescent bulbs are what we need to generate the heat and the and the UV and things like that our animals need. So if they ban them all, then we've got a problem, because I guess at that point we're just going to have to put a bunch of sun skylights in the house with little tube skylights coming down so they can get direct sunlight. I mean, we really don't have too much of an option. If they do away with the incandescent bulbs, a lot of the options for a lot of our animals will be gone, which is really going to suck. So this is one that's getting a lot of attention. There's a couple big manufacturers of these bulbs that are working on this, folks that have significantly more money than USARK, but this is all still stuff that we need to be aware of. And definitely, again, this goes into detail about the stuff that's on a chopping block. It gives you the email addresses for Department of Energy. There's a contact point out here. And one thing that they mention in here, which is what you mentioned anytime we talk about emailing anybody, be civil and professional. It does no good to get on there and rant and rave and care into somebody. They're going to look at your email and they're going to completely dismiss it. The thing is you can bring up, in these emails and stuff, you bring out facts. You don't bring out how this makes you feel. I mean, you can make a quick mention. Hey, this really scares me because this is going to impact my animals. But anytime you do anything, if you're not using one of their scripts and you're going off your own, keep it fact-based and try and, show a cause and effect. If X happens, then it's going to cause Y. And this is a problem. So just kind of one thing to keep in the back of your mind. Personal insults, I always say, attack the idea, don't attack the person. You can say an idea is stupid. Nothing wrong with that. If you say you're stupid, that's an entirely different conversation. So some people don't know the difference, so it doesn't make any difference. You call their idea stupid and they're going to take it personally. But like I said, really important to keep it civil in this stuff. Try and follow the templates that the USARK gives you for these things. And we'll do good. Oh, and there is another alert for West Mifflin, PA. I think this is the warrantless new draft, change all animals. Road ban almost all animals in there. Dogs. Okay. This one goes into a good bit of detail. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and read it all to you guys, and I'm not going to absorb it all myself right now, make you guys sit here and watch me read this. But they do have a letter out there. This is something that I've got to get in this weekend and dig into, get this sent out. But they do have a sample letter there. Again, if you notice, remember to be civil and professional. Very important. And there is a lot of stuff going on right here. So definitely take some time to look at it. I guess there's a media article on here as well. So anyway, as of right now, that's 3 USARK alerts that we need to be reading up on. All of the other stuff following that, starting from like Arizona down, we pretty much put the kibosh on. But again, this stuff never quits coming. They are there's always somebody intent on doing something stupid with our animals. So, and we just can't let them do that because you like living here too much, don't you? It's like, where are you going to go if you can't live here? You're definitely not going to go outside. You'll get eaten by a hawk in about 2 hours, looking all bright and yellow and getting everybody's attention. Yeah, that's one of the things, man. A lot of our animals, they even if you was to let them loose in the wild, man, they wouldn't survive. Reticulated python camouflage is no good if the colors are all washed out and they're the same color as a traffic control vest. Let me put her back. I'm gonna run out and get Charlie real quick. Come on, crazy. Get in there. Let go of me. Watch your tail. You don't need 3 kinks in it. All right. Okay. Come here, goofball. And away he goes. Straight to the back of the chair. I really got to keep an eye on this guy because of course, they like to find any hole that they can to try and weasel their way into. Except with his size, he is just barely small enough to fit through the holes in his chair. So it really makes it a pain in the butt to get him out. Come on, bud. Come on over here. He's been super lazy. He's been curled up on his on the cool side of his hide. Come on. Come on, you. There you go. I'll tell you what, man. And we've talked about this before. Boas, in my opinion, this is not a proven fact. It probably is, and I just haven't proved it yet. But these guys are pound for pound the strongest snake I've ever worked with. Retics are strong, but there is something about a boa and the grip that they've got that is really impressive. Yeah, he was so happy to get out and climb around in the trees the other day. And I'm really surprised he's as active as he is. Like I said, he's been down in this cool spot. So maybe we'll have to get him outside tomorrow. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, we were saying, yep. And those were the reminders why we joined USARK. Yeah, just like we say, when there's nothing going on, this is a good time for everybody to go ahead and get your memberships, get on board, start getting the newsletters and alerts and all that stuff, because something will happen. And here in the course of a week, 3 things happened. So we never know when this stuff is going to start coming down the pike. Yeah. I thought Nicole said that Kevin did put out a video on it. Kevin's been working on getting more videos out, I know. So I thought I saw him. Should have said, I hope the government realizes how stupid this is and amends it. I don't know, man. Have you been watching the House lately? House GOP is about as stupid as it gets. That is the stupidest legislative body in the history of our country. Too many people are really happy about the stupid. So I don't hold out a lot of hope for that. That's another reason why stuff like USARK is so important. If there is a means for the general population to impact something, then we definitely need to be impacting it. They say that the democracy's only hope is a well-educated electorate. General population in the U.S. isn't known for being rocket scientists. So we've really got to take the extra effort to make sure that if we say something, if we pass it along, it's true and not just cheering for our team, so to speak, and then taking the action that we need to correct it as best we can. I think that's probably the most frustrating thing that I see is the amount of misinformation. People pick a side, they cheer for their team, and they do not care if the information they're being fed is true or false. Just keep cheering away. People lie into their face, misrepresenting things just to get them to vote for this person. And it's sad. We can't maintain like that. People have got to drop their hats. They've got to drop their banners and their flags and all that other shit, and focus on what's true, regardless of how they feel, or it'll be bad. I've served in a couple countries where that shit got out of control, and it wasn't good. So, anyway, enough of that. Yeah, looks like Judd's reading through that. One of these things has one bird per living unit, and that's stupid. People that keep birds are kind of like people that keep reptiles. I mean, you might get the off-peer person that's only got like one gray parrot or something like that, but most people that I know that have one bird has more birds. So, yes, hit the like button. Yeah, we got some Charlie on. Of course, now he is chilling out, but he's facing the other direction. This goober. Yeah, I really kind of wish Jessica from Carolina Reptile Center was here and Christina, genetics nerd, because they have both hung out with Charlie, and they both kind of claimed him. So, hey, bud, where's your melon at? Get over here. Does no good. Okay, I'm just going to let his head stay back there. Let's see if I can find the spots. There's a good something to point out that may help with enclosures specific to Charlie here, and I think this might be one of the spots. When I built his enclosure, I put some branches in there, and I went in one day and seen he had 2 raw spots on his back, and I couldn't figure out what it was from, because he had not been in any situations where he would have been hurt or anything. And come to find out that one of the branches that I put in, the fork in it, was really narrow, had a really acute angle, and he had gotten into that angle somehow, and as he was moving around, he ended up scraping some of the skin off of his back. So I cut that one piece off, and ever since then, he's never had that problem. So I'm certain that's what happened to him. So keep an eye on your enclosures when you're putting sticks in there to make sure you're not getting anything that's got a really acute angle, because it can trap them in there like that, and then start ripping skin off of them and stuff. Ain't that right, bud? And we just don't want that. Gerald, how you doing? Yeah, Erica was saying her 1 to 2 foot boas are definitely stronger than her 6 foot ball or 5 foot retake. Yeah, boas they're stout, man. They are definitely stout. What you doing, Chucky? Yeah, he's a good boy. Ain't you? What you want to do? You want to go back home? Say hi to everybody. Yeah, it was so cool getting him out there and just letting him climb up in the trees and stuff the other day. Hey. This guy's got the best personality ever. All right. Yeah. You good? You just gonna sit back there? All right. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been a really busy week. Went out. Let's see. Cape Fear is asking any local North Carolina folks going to Repticon in Charlotte next week. Do not. I'm not planning on going. Probably going to be back in the mountains, maybe at least Friday. It's one of the things that I may end up at some point doing these live streams on the road. So we'll see. I mean, not all of them, of course, but there may be times where if I've got to go out of town or something like that, I may end up seeing if I can run these things on my cell phone or something like that. I don't know that I'd be able to actually set up a Wi-Fi between the phone and the camera. I don't know. But kind of ties me to the house every weekend. And I know one thing that I need to do too, for any of you guys that are on the Patreon that are in our Zoom calls every week, I do need to find somebody that I can put in kind of like an admin spot so that on the, if there's a weekend or something that I'm not able to be there, then that person can go ahead and start that up and everybody can still have the Zoom call. And, I don't want to be canceling that stuff just because, if I've got to be out of town for something. So, hey, good for an old man is good. I'm in the same boat. I'll tell you what, man. I just rolled 51 here not too long ago. And really, I keep thinking about, it's going to feel like tomorrow and I'll be rolling 61 or 71 or something like that. And I don't know, man. The aches and pains already kicking in. This is going to be interesting these last 10, 20 years. That is for sure. Yeah, I was waiting to see. That was a strong little sapling. I was too. I'd had him out earlier on a different one that was a little bit smaller than that. And he just got up and all of a sudden I turn around and I see it and he just slowly started falling over in it. I'm surprised this one held out as good as it did. Hey, Caesar, how you doing? Nice looking boa. Thank you. He knows it too. He's a friggin' superstar. And he's a really good example for boas too, because just like that last video that I put out, people will look at him and maybe get the wrong idea from their body language, but boas can be just as sweet as any ball python. This guy, he's not head shy at all. I mean, he'll twitch away, of course, but I don't ever have to worry about him biting me. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that on the Zoom call tonight, Erica. Oh, I know, right? Yeah, see, the day previously, I took him out and I filmed that video a little bit differently. But by the time I got back in, I realized that I had my shutter speed way off on the camera while I was filming, so it jacked everything up. I couldn't use any of it, which kind of sucked, but Tara, good to see you. Okay, so what do you mean you can't stay? Company has to watch now too. You didn't tell them? They're obligated. How you feeling too? I know your back was tearing you up last week. I hope you're feeling a little bit better this week. Or at least medicated enough to be entertaining. Yeah, Judd. Yeah, I need to set, like I was saying, I just need to set something up so that if for some reason I can't make the Zoom calls, we don't have to cancel them entirely. Somebody can still get in and set everything up and run it. Well, that's a big plus. Yeah, Tara was having problems with her back last week at a pinched nerve or something like that. You know, back when I was younger and I'd hear people talking about having pinched nerves, and I always thought they were big sissies. Like, what are you talking about? That can't be that bad. Till I started getting stuff like that. Man, you talk about freaking pain. It was unfreaking believable. I actually had one. I don't know. It was something with my lumbar spine. A few years back, just the most excruciating nerve pain all the way down my leg. It was terrible. And then I woke up the morning and the part that was hurting went numb. Apparently the nerves died or whatever the case may be. But I've had that numb spot all the way down my leg ever since. And I am perfectly okay with that, because if that's the alternative to the pain that was registering that night, God. Oh, cool. Father-in-law's over there with you guys. Nice. I know, right? That was a really good video. I've been meaning to take that excerpt out of there where I've got a really good gimbal shot of him kind of essed up in the tree looking like he's getting ready to take down a bird. I got to make a good short of that, see how far I can get that pushed out. So. He is. Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting him to do. Like I said, he was chilling out on his cool side. And tomorrow's feeding day, and when he's chilling out on his cool side, he'll typically refuse food. So he's probably going to refuse again tomorrow. But I think what I might do is I may, before I try offering him food tomorrow, take him outside and let him cook in the sun for a little while, get good and warm, active, get his blood pumping, and then we'll try and offer him food. See if that helps. Jenny, good to see ya. Oh, yeah. Yeah, throwing out bags. I think Erica says, this is no joke. But I'm not going to turn into an old person and sit here and complain about my aches and pains all the time. I'm only going to complain about them a little bit. All right, so we've got the USARK stuff covered. What else, man? I swear I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk about. I guess, let me see. I think I've got that porcupine video up for anybody that hasn't seen the Facebook post. Where are we at? I think it was in that folder and that folder. And that one was on my phone. All right, Sam, you weren't supposed to catch that, man. I'll have you know I took my meds before I turned the camera on, so I don't have to sit here and pop pills in front of everybody. It's nothing bad, though. It's just I'm mildly type 2 diabetic, so they gave me some pills that are supposed to keep my blood glucose down. So yeah, of course, Sam throwing me out there on Front Street, right under the bus. Caught the medication alarm. Okay, so I was just looking for. Should have put these things. I am going to put this up because this is a really good friggin' picture. If I can get things to blow up for me. Okay. Let's share this one. Yeah, that was the sunset in the mountains yesterday with the pooch. But let me see if I can find the one video that I put up of the porcupine. This was a new friend we made. Had 3 emus out there, and they were so hilarious, man, like Mo, Larry, and Curly. And really amazed me, man. These guys are like snipers. I had some carrots that I was giving them. It's amazing how quick they can pick that thing out and not take a finger with them. That's pretty cool. All right, so where's the damn porcupine video at? I know I put it up here. There he is. Of course. One, two. This thing's not even going to be big enough. You guys will have to catch that on. I guess you just have to catch that on Facebook because it doesn't translate. Videos on there doesn't translate over really well. It's all got the comment boxes and all that stuff on it. I'm sorry. Am I disturbing you? I'm trying to move up a little bit closer to the mic, but he doesn't want me to move. They're right. This is true. Only one alternative to getting old. When you stop having birthdays, then I guess it doesn't matter anymore. We was in here talking the other day. I was talking about being on a downhill half of 100 and starting to pull to see how close I'd get. And I mentioned, I was like, I'm betting about 61. But the sad part about it is that if I win, I can't collect. So I guess I don't get to benefit from the pool on how close to 100 I'm going to get. Yep. That's one thing that I've noticed that happens so easily over the last 10 years or so, especially working with the big snakes, man. If you guys are getting into big snakes and you're a little bit on the older side, maybe you got a couple injuries or something, really need to start planning for that, making sure you don't get lazy and stuff. Because like sometimes I'll just turn just the wrong way when I'm pulling Tigger out or something, and I'll feel my back lock up, and then I'm hobbled up like Grandpa for the next, 3-4 days. So another consideration when we're working with these guys, they're really strong, they're really heavy, and if you're prone to something like pulled muscles in your back and stuff, they can get you. Yeah, he did. There's a big old puppy dog there. Yep. Yep. Caesar makes a really good point. Never be ashamed to ask for help with your bigger animals. Like the days that Tigger was down there with his mouth open and he looked like he was wanting to scrap. There's a lot of times I'll go down there by myself and work with them, take them outside and stuff like that. If their behavior looks like it's going to allow it, if it looks like there's any chance that I'm going to have a fight on my hands, it's like, hey, I need somebody down here. Here's the bottle of Listerine. Need you to help me unwind him if he decides he wants to fight. There's like a 2% chance anything like that would happen, but given that 2% chance, you always want to have somebody down there with you. It's the thing. It's the thing about big snakes, man. Even as much experience as I've got working with them, and working with really angry animals, you've got to apply common sense to it and not let your ego get the best of you. You get a snake that's 14, 16 feet, they can be a challenge. And a lot of times, especially for those of us that have worked with a lot of them, our egos can get kind of out of control. Yeah, I got it. Huh? I've seen people completely incapacitated by snakes before, so I know it can happen. So, and it can happen to me just as easily as it can happen to anybody else. Because I am not the stud that I used to be. Snakes going on. Let's see. I'm running down here, and yeah, I know. It's been a busy weekend, so I'm struggling. For those of you guys, I am not doing a 3-hour Zoom call tonight. I'll be on there for a little bit, but I'm not going to be able to make it for 3 hours. You guys will just be sitting there watching me drool all over the desk. So. Yeah. Yeah, Greg was saying it feels like going 15 rounds with Rocky after an hour. It does, man. When I take all my big snakes outside on the same day, just between the two big ones, Monty and Tigger, they, God, it tears you up. That's true. I do need some more coffee. My hands are too full of snake right now. Let me see. Are you This guy is being such a lazy animal right now. Yep. Yeah, Caesar is saying people don't have any idea how strong these steaks really are. It's amazing, man. It's really humbling when you get a big one and you get them wanting to do something that you don't want them to do and they want to do it. And then you realize you got these little human muscles and they have got these other snake muscles that are an entirely different league of their own. Especially once you get a snake as close to 100 pounds or more. Get one that's like close to 200 pounds and you're just, if they decide they want you, they got you. What's my thoughts on carpet pythons? Looking at getting one, but don't want a 9-footer just yet. Jungle carpets are really popular. They don't get as big as the coastals. Fact check me on that, but I am almost certain that's the case. I've seen some coastals that get pretty big. The jungles, you'll see a lot of the jungles with brighter yellow coloring and stuff on them that don't tend to get as big. But yeah, they're great. It's just like anything else. As far as the temperament of the animals, it has a lot to do with the keeper. My jungle carpet downstairs, Snoop, is sweetest snake ever. He can be really highly energetic, and just kind of like with the boas, can be really deceiving, and that you might think that they're getting ready to pop you or something. But yeah, they're really great to keep. Yeah, just like Gerald was saying, jungles stay pretty small. I'm sure I've got a video. I need to start doing some more stuff with that. Oh, I know what I wanted to put out. Where is this one? And I was kind of experimenting with a new lens. I don't want to open in Lightroom. Stop that. Let's see. Open with photos. I'm going to show you guys this fox, because this is such a cool little kid. But the light was really, it was getting towards dusk. This is the raw image that I've got up right now anyway. But I do have a pretty good pic of this little guy on a hay bale. If I can get the right one. I use this one. Where are we at? Here we go. So yeah, this was one of a litter of 7, I think it was, 6 or 7 foxes out of the zoo that I was at yesterday. These things are just absolutely friggin' adorable. A couple out there that are really high silver. Of course, they're going to grow out of that. Their colors are going to change, but these guys were so much fun. Took a bunch of pictures of him up on a hay bale, but of course, I had a different lens on there. I was trying to figure it all out, and it was getting dusk, so didn't get any killer pictures, but keep your eyes out in the future. We're going to get some more good ones of them. They were so much fun. Them and making friends with the kinkajou, which is such a needy animal. That thing just rolled over and it was like, scratch my belly, and you just had to sit there and scratch it forever. Like every time I would stop, he'd start scratching at me. Oh, let's see. Yeah, he's talking about Brendel pythons, Morelia species. Yep. Don't get too heavy-bodied. Good idea. Yeah, carpets are good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've kind of I've resigned myself to the fact that whenever I do end up getting that green anaconda, I'm just gonna, by the time it gets mature, I'll have to find some way of strapping myself to my walker or something. Maybe that'll be my next niche. After I run this channel out for a few more years, I'll start making a channel specifically on elderly person snake handling. We'll see how that goes. This is funny. Caesar talking about his Afrock getting out and dragging the washing machine. It's funny when that happens. I didn't have one drag a washing machine, but I did have a 20-foot retic drag a freezer, a standing freezer kind of across the room. Ended up going behind it and then came out the other side as soon as about 6-8 feet of the front half of her body came out. Picked her up and started leading her out, man. She wrapped her tail around and started dragging a damn chest freezer across the floor. Or not chest freezer, standing freezer. But yeah, It's mad stupid how strong these guys are. Yeah, bloods are cool. They get kind of a bad rap, but they're cool for a smaller snake. And Charlie is like super chill tonight. He's definitely getting some more outside time tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some more good gimbal footage of him running around out in the grass instead of in the trees. Let's see if there's anything else noteworthy up here. No, not really. Yeah, I may end up putting out a video here in the next couple weeks. Actually, from the zoo out there. So we'll see. It's a nice, cool little spot. Got several really cool different species of animals out there and Airbnb and stuff like that. So, yeah, expect to see some stuff. Maybe we'll be able to go into detail about some of the animals and stuff that are out there. A little break from the reptile stuff periodically. Because your cat was giving herself the stink eye because you turned the fan on. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take a couple minutes here to kind of get my stuff together for this Zoom call. Again, if you guys want to get in on that stuff, man, all paid tiers of Patreon. I go in every week, and for all the contributing members, just throw the link for the Zoom call in there. And so all those folks are welcome to jump in, show off animals, ask questions. We got some really knowledgeable folks in there. And we talk about anything and everything. Just kind of a really good forum. So we're going to go ahead and start getting set up for that so we can hit that on time. And yeah, keep an eye out. I do hope to get, I'd really like to get a cool video out tomorrow. We'll see how everything goes out. I'm trying to squeeze all this stuff in between all this other stuff that we got going on. So definitely, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do so. USARK, make sure you get your memberships. Get down to usark.org. Follow all the instructions, real easy. I have got to go in there sometime over the rest of the weekend and really educate myself on what's going on, so that I can pass that along to you guys as well too. So, but yeah, keep an eye out, and we will see you guys at some point this week. And again, next Saturday for our live stream. You guys have an outstanding night. Good to see you guys.